Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Studs Up. And I know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking, when did Lego come out with those beautiful Wild West modular style buildings? Are they from the Lego Ideas line, Bricklink Creator line? Where are these from? Well, these are not actually Lego branded. These are by a third-party company called Funhole. This video is not sponsored by them. This is just, I found these guys randomly, and I was like, that's really cool. And so I bought these, and I started off just buying the Sheriff's Office, and I said, that's really cool. And so I ordered the Saloon, and then I went, that's really cool. And so then I got the General Store, and then I said, that's really cool. And then I even got the Post Office, and now I also have gotten both the train station and the train that goes with this line. I believe the most recent out of the sets, the most recent released one is the Post Office, just from what I can tell by looking at their website. I am flabbergasted. These sets are incredible, and I wanted to do a video talking about them and talking about where these can go, where Lego can't go, or where Lego isn't going currently. I know I've seen a couple of these videos on this product pop up on YouTube. I know Jangbricks is doing some good stuff with some third-party stuff on his second channel, and I've been loving those videos, and I saw them, and I was like, dude, these look cool. And I got another third-party Lego set for Christmas. It wasn't Lego. Why do we say Lego set? But I got another building block set for Christmas, third-party, which was really cool as well. And I was like, Lego is so expensive nowadays. I wonder if there's an alternative. And sure enough, there is. All right, we have a little bit more light now. And this is not necessarily a review of the sets. If you want to see a review, let me know in the comment section down below of kind of a closer in-depth look on each one of these. Primarily what I want to do is I just want to talk about kind of the general state of where I think third party is and why I was so blown away by this company and kind of building their sets. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know I have a couple Lego sets and I've built quite a bit of Lego sets over the years. And I've always dabbled in the third party products, or not Lego brand products. I've had Mega Block sets throughout the years. I've had other cheaper off brands, Creo, if you guys remember Creo from back in the day. I've had all sorts of those kind of sets, and one of the biggest things that stands out to me is you're building them and you always know it's not a Lego set. It's just never the same. There's always some sort of issue or complaint, and it's never better, right? Lego has always been the top dog in this space. And I don't know if that's necessarily the case anymore. Building these sets was so much fun. They're absolutely incredible builds. They are very much, you can tell they're designed by people who know what they're doing, and they're designed by people who love brick building sets. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the video from the kind of what it feels like to open up a box of these sets and what is contained inside of them. So as we go through here, it comes with all the bags are numbered. There's multiple of each numbered bag. I'll talk about the piece quality in a little bit here. Got the train tracks and of course the instruction booklet. These things are really well made. They do have the UV scan. This is the light box that comes with the Funhole stuff. We'll look at that in a sec. The instructions they feel like Lego Ideas instructions. They have a little bit about the set at the beginning with some promotional images. And then they have kind of like some story stuff mixed in throughout the sets. They talk about the sets. We have a little comic like the old Marvel sets used to have. They also talk about the lights, which I'll talk about in a little bit here, but it shows you how they all work, how it's all going to go together. It tells you how to test them, how to use everything included in the light box set, what bags go to what. Like I said, everything's labeled, which is absolutely awesome. It's really great. We have our figure building sheet and then our actual instructions. These are just like the best Lego instructions, right? Where a couple pieces per page, very clear. They highlight red of what pieces need to be what. The images are all very clear and the piece color of the pieces are very good as well. This is the Light Kits box, and it's pretty good with what they include. So as you can see, I have yet to build this set, but what I wanted to talk about now that you've seen the contents inside is really focus on the pieces and the quality of the Lego parts themselves. So off the bat, the plastic quality is very good. It is not Lego plastic, you can tell, but the quality is very good of the plastic. So Lego, I don't think I have any examples, but if you've gotten any Lego sets recently, you can tell that they've had issues. This is actually a good example right there. You can see, let's see, see the sprue mark right there? So that's where you snip the sprue off of your injection molded part. And Lego's had a lot of issues with this recently, where this is very glaring or very apparent, or they've had trouble actually getting rid of them recently. And this company has not had those issues. Their sprue marks are extremely well cleaned off, as you can see on this part. You can still, of course, see them, but a lot of times on these off-brand products, they're very apparent, or you can tell that in the production of them, they're made very cheaply and not a lot of quality gone into them. And that is definitely not the case with their plastic. Something I did notice is building the saloon, I believe it was. I found my fingers getting kind of oily from building these sets. My conclusion is either it is from excessive uses of mold release of the injection molding machine, or it's the possible use of colorants was a little off in the batch and it just caused the parts to be a little oily. Or my hands were just really oily. I really couldn't tell, but I did notice that it was a little bit oily on some of the parts. I would just assume it is just an excessive use of mold release on some of the parts. And so maybe throw them through a bath real quick, but in all deal, it didn't modify the build experience at all. It was hardly something that an average consumer would notice. Just me being me, I did notice it. The Lego-esque minifigure, of course, they cannot do. So they have their own third-party figures here. I have tried to put a couple of them together. I'm not a huge fan of them. I think they're fine, you know what I mean? As someone who has, Lego figures, I prefer this styling. This is what I collect. Their headpieces and accessories are all compatible with the Lego style figures, so you can use their hats and hair and their guns and all that stuff, so not a big deal. The arms are very fragile. I did notice that. I tried to pull one in and I tried to pull it out and it snapped, so just do be careful when you're assembling those. Prints. So this is how the printed pieces come. Removing those pieces from the bag, you can see they are printed. These look like they are pad printed. So they will shift in a set between... Here's another one of their prints. This is UV printed. You can tell based on the kind of texture on this, and pad printed. So a little strange. I think what the primary purpose is just UV printing is a lot cheaper in most senses. And so they do a lot of their kind of smaller components or stuff like that in something that's not going to be super prevalent, but they still want it to look good in the UV. And then like bigger signs and bigger stuff like that, they will pad print. It does bounce around a lot. There are no stickers in their recent Funhole sets. The Saloon is the only one that I have built that has stickers, and the sticker quality is perfectly good. You are pretty much unable to tell that they are stickers. They're very well done, and they're very good. The prints are incredible. As you can see, they come pre-built. That's because they actually pad print them all together. As you can see, this is like this general store sign. It came together, so it's printed perfectly where the prints line up beautifully, and there's zero seam or issue where you have with a lot of Lego. To wrap up talking about just the pieces themselves, the only big issue that I've had with their pieces, and there's two issues that I've had, is one with their window pane pieces. The ones on the post office, the opening windows, are very loose. Along with like their doors can be quite loose, and that's just because the little nubs that hold them in just aren't as tight of a fit or tight tolerance. Possibly it could just be the fact that they're shrinking a little bit after removing the mold. And it's just, once again, doesn't ruin the build. They still all work fine. It's just a little loose compared to what Lego has and what other companies have. Something big that I would like to discuss is lights. So all of the Fun Hole products are lit up. That's kind of like their main point of them, the main selling point of them. And they're lit up so well, as you saw in that intro, and I'll show you some footage in a little bit here. The lights work really good. They just use, most of the wiring is done with these small wires like so. We can open up. If I can do it one-handed, let's see here. Nope, not gonna happen. So you kind of have a central hub on most of the sets where all the wires will plug into. You have your connector wire here, and then your bricks that have the lights in them themselves, like so. There will be the battery pack, usually located on the back set, but there's always the USB option where you can just plug the USB into this and have that hooked up. And that's what I have running for 3 out of the 4 of my buildings on the shelf currently. They also have a very cool system to connect the floors, which I'll show you in a sec. So this is a closer look at some of the lights in the sets here. As you can see, they look very good. And they are differentiated based on kind of what light they're coming out of, where the lights are located, and how much the light in reality this building would have, right? So something I love about the saloon is how bright the saloon is lit up in there, right? Because a saloon is going to be very, very well lit at night, you know? The bottom floor of the jail is quite dark if you look inside there. Why? Well, because the sheriff is upstairs in his personal residence. That's where all the lights are, you know? Same with the post office. You know, the downstairs is not very well lit, and the upstairs is quite dim as well. Well, why? Because usually not a people are going to be at the post office that late. You know, it's a government-run building. So that's something I find very, very cool. Taking a look at the interchangeable floors, you can see the actual unit on the side here. So there's a brick here and here that are connected together and have run current through them. If I pull it off there, you can see, the bricks right there. I was mistaken. That's not where they were. They're actually right there. And you can see, now this one has some trouble with it sticking. You see how the wire is still attached, but normally that brick is supposed to come off with the top level. And it makes it so these buildings are fully modular, and they open up from the top and bottom. Most of them also have opening doors and hatches on the back side as well. Like I said, not a full review, more just an overview. I would do a review on these sets if you want to see them. The last important part of this discussion is the price. And for reference, the saloon there is $99.99 USD, so $100. Currently on Amazon, it is 20% off. Actually, scratch that. Currently on Amazon, these are all 20% off. And the saloon is the most expensive at $100. These ones all range in price roughly. They're a little strange. Some are like $80, $70, $60. They bounce around the other 3. It's different places I've looked. They've kind of been slightly different prices depending on if you look on their website or on Amazon. Amazon is the cheapest that I have seen them so far, though. So that's why I'm going to use the saloon, because the saloon, no matter where I've looked, is $100. And so I think that's the best reference gauge for what a Lego set of the same size and the same quantity would be, right? So a 2-store building, huge, big building, couple thousand pieces, full light kit, full lights, $80 on sale right now. $100. You can't find that anywhere for a Lego set. Anywhere. For a kind of close comparison, the Viking Village here is $120. Once again, another great set. An amazing Lego set. 100, 120. 100, 100, 120. Once again, great set. More pieces. Light kit. How? What Hoo ha hoo ha. What ha? So some of my final thoughts on Funhole as a brand, kind of, and this kind of anti-Lego, not anti-Lego, but this kind of shifting of brands, alternative brands popping up. I think it's really good. I have never been one. I have always been kind of a Lego stickler, right? My Lego City is Lego, right? I don't do a lot of the off-brand stuff. I've never been a fan of companies just absolutely copying or stealing from Lego, right? I've never been a fan of that. I have no problem with this, though. I'd tell you a couple reasons why. One, these are all original model designs. These are not stolen model designs from Lego. Lego doesn't do Wild West stuff anymore. They haven't for years, right? And there's a demand out there for Wild West themed things, and it's great that a company's jumping on this. Funhole does a ton of other stuff too. They have kind of their own version of the modular line. They have city stuff, and they do like cyberpunk stuff. They have a whole bunch of different stuff. This is the only one I've really dabbled in so far. I've had great positive results out of this though. The build is fun. The pieces are great. The price is affordable. The quality is perfect. It's exactly what you want from a top-notch toy company. As we've seen in recent years, Lego has gotten a little sloppy, a little lazy. And there's a lot of stuff Funhole is doing, which Lego should take note of. You know, the fact that Funhole is printing all of their pieces now. You know, the fact that Funhole is making sure that their sets are priced as toys. I think Funhole, the ones that I've gotten so far, and the Wild West ones, I've heard some other stuff about some other ones. The playability is very good on these sets. They're very durable. They're very strong. The accessibility of the interior is very good on most of these buildings. The only one that's a little not great is the saloon, just because only the back door opens up. Overall, if you haven't checked out Funhole and you want some Wild West stuff, check it out. There is a affiliate link down below. Basically, it's just going to take you to Amazon. If you use the link, there's a little kickback to me. Very little, but if this is something that interests you, I highly recommend it. As someone who has been in the Lego sphere for a very long time, I very much highly recommend this brand, Funhole. Please let me know your opinions down in the comment section below, and if you would like to see reviews or even me talk about the train station when I do get those, let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Studs out.